Hello everybody and welcome to round number 2 of the round number 9 of our SLR T2 Championship on F1 2018. As we're coming slowly to the end of the season. I think there's 13 rounds and with only 5 to go now, 9, 10, I'm right, 5 to go. It's all to play for still in the championship with Matt Noah currently leading the way as my co-commentator for the day. Frandy Thompson has joined us in the commentary box.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I'm borrowing my brother's headset. Okay, hello.
Hello. We've got some new drivers this week with Finnish Boy joining the league. I don't know who he is at all, so I'll be interested to see where he is qualifying. Also Dusty GRG MCS or whatever his mix is being in a bit of form recently in the no assist league and the assist leagues, as he races in both at the minute. And there's no rain so far as well, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any for the race. I'm sure there is going to be. Obviously Vanquish joining the league, a livid racing driver, extremely quick. He's been showing some good pace. I think he's won both of the races he joined. Oh, and he's crashed!
And he's out.
And that didn't last long for him.
We jinxed him there.
I was on board as well, as he bins it into the Eau Rouge.
It was on a medium, so he didn't have as much grip as he thought he did. There's some people on the mediums, I would think they'd go for the softs later on in the session. I want to start
On board with Frederick now. I think he's going to the end of his lap, is he? No, he's starting one. Get telemetry up, that might help me. Yeah, there's a mix of tyre structures out there. There's a few on the mediums. Dusty's on the mediums. Jose, Mustang, and Mocky Mix and AJ are all on the mediums. And we've got Jammy Dodger and Mystic on the Mystic Man on the softs, and then everyone else on the supers. Oh no!
I think the guys on the mediums will go on softs later.
I can hear myself twice, but it's coming out my VR. Yeah, I think they'll go into their quicker tyres. I don't know what the tyre strategy is here. I don't know if you know. Do you know?
I can try and look. I can't quite remember what it is.
It's your favourite track, I thought you'd know.
No, but I can't remember race strategies. I think it's a one-stop.
I think it's definitely a one-stop. I think it's probably super soft mediums or something.
Yeah, I don't think you need to go on the softs to get on-stop done.
Yeah, I think you can use supers from what I remember, but the Finnish Boy is currently on a lap I'm on board with. He successfully negotiated Eau Rouge without crashing, and everyone else has managed it so far, except for Vanquish's Ferrari, who does a classic Ferrari really and puts it in the wall. But there's a 44.5 for the opening lap from AJ. I'm expecting that to come down quite a lot. Probably looking in the region of 41, 42s, low 42s I think, for the pole. Obviously that's on the mediums as well, so expecting a lot more as Dusty improves by 7/10 on that lap, and on the mediums as well, so not a bad lap from Dusty. Grievo at 45.2 as well. Everyone else is coming to the end of their laps. Jose is coming into the last chicane now. There's a car ahead of him as well, so we'll see what the Force India can do in representative to Alfie and Dusty. Goes across the line now, and he is dead last of everybody so far. And Finnish Boy's next across the line on the super softs, so I'm expecting him to go to the top of the time sheet. He does, but only by 3/10, which is fairly surprising because some supers should be quite a bit faster than the mediums, more than 3/10 definitely.
Yeah, it should be a comfortable one-stop, starting on the super soft. I don't think you have to worry about that.
Oh, Matt Noah's going all sorts of wide, and his knees gone on the supers, the championship leader. As F1 Cairo's done a 41.8 on them supers off, so that shows where about the pole time will be. And he's blitzed the field so far. I wonder if Matt Noah can get anywhere near that 7th gear. He looks fairly confident so far in this lap. He hit the gravel into turn, I think 3, 4. Then the exit of Lake Holm. But,
He's just using medium ERS mode, though.
oh, he is. So maybe he's just holding back.
Now it's turning it up.
Maybe it's just... Oh, the deployment. If maybe he's running out of deployment at the end of the lap.
Yeah.
So maybe
I
that's...
think that's a big issue around here because the track is so long. So I think
Yeah.
that could be an issue.
Because you can see he's already running out before he even gets to the end of the lap. So that's why he's turning it down as he locks up. And he comes straight to the pits. But yeah, so I'm on board with Mustang, who's yet to set a lap on the mediums. And he's about to set one now, but it's nothing special. 45.2. So nothing
Very
great
big
from him.
gaps.
Yeah, everyone's on slightly different tyre strategies at the minute, so probably expected.
A bit disappointed from Grieber and Edgardo on driving similar lap times to the guys on mediums, so slower lap times.
So they're on super softs.
Yeah. Missing on 28 seconds off the pace. I think he's got a bit more pace in the van. Nothing is. Went from 16 seconds behind to now 6.9 seconds off, so at least it's improving. I think it's going to improve a lot more. It looks tidy for a Rouge and Radio. And 7/10 off on his previous best in the first sector. As finished boy has now gone second on the super softs.
Yeah, improved by 3/10 again, I think. To 43.2. Yeah, it's still 1.5 seconds down on F1 Cairo. His Mustang, I think, is coming to the end of his lap on his mediums, but is improving this time. And he does a 43.5, which is the quickest on the medium tyres by a good 3/10. So maybe it's just took a little while to get them rubbered in a little bit, but it was the quickest of the medium runners, which is fairly promising for him. The supers can go significantly quicker as well. As AJ's come to start a lap, I think his skin up's gone to P2, but still by a good second.
Matt Noah is about to start his lap. Second attempt on the super softs. As Frederick goes second, half a second off Tyro, but they're getting closer.
Yeah, obviously Frederick's been fairly good this season, fairly consistent in the midfield anyway. Not quite threatening the winning pace, but that's a decent lap from him. To get within half a second, it depends what Matt Noah can do, and the likes of Jammy Dodger, who's dropped down to tier 2 now, it's more his pace. He's hoping. And I'm on board with the Dodger himself, and we'll see what he can produce. Hopefully not a custard cream. But as he comes to the lap now into the chicane, it looks fairly okay. Don't know until really crosses the line, and he's coming across the line now on super softs. It's going to be a 43.5 P5 for the Jammy Dodger. So not fantastic, but yeah, I wasn't expecting too much from him, to be honest. Matt Noah's going all sorts of wide.
I think he's given up this lap as well. Must have cut it or something. I'm not going to plan for him at the moment.
I'm on board with AJ, who's done his first lap on the super softs. He's probably going to be one of the people who can challenge F1 Cairo at the top if he gets his lap correct. And this looks pretty quick from AJ as he comes across the line now, and it's 42.1. So about 3/10 off, 2/10, I think. 2.5 tenths. So not bad for him, AJ. As he's getting closer to that pole time. I'm expecting a few others to be in the mix, like Skin Up. I'm expecting probably to improve. Maybe Finish Boy. We've got Matt Noah still yet to do anything. He's yet to even set a lap. So the two people I'm expecting to be at the top, Vanquish and Matt Noah, haven't really done anything. I mean, Vanquish is out, like, but and the person who last season got pole was Mystic Man, and he's not set a lap yet of anything of note anyway.
Yeah, him and Matt now are now going for a lap. But yeah, Missing Man is on super softs now. Both Matt Noah and Missing Man locking up at different places.
I wonder if F1 Cara's improving. As he's coming around now to finish his lap. He's coming through Blungemon. And it's hard to tell. As it didn't come up with any split times.
I don't think it's improving.
I don't think it's...
I think it's starting a lap now.
I think? So he's got his sector times.
Yeah, rest up. There's a 1:47.
Possibly. I'm bored with Mystic Man, who's the next person who's gonna... Oh no, Matt Noah actually. We'll be interested to see if he's actually got a clean lap in this time, or he comes into the pits. And he pits. So that's the end of his run. Matt and now Mystic Man. He looks a bit more aggressive, but he's coming to the pits as well.
Oh, and he's crashing the pit.
Oh, he has several times.
I don't think he kept that under the limits either.
As F1 Cairo's improving on his time by 300ths into the first sector. On his lap. So there is more time in this for the Cairo. And he's been fairly rapid in qualifying and race pace. I don't think he's won a race this season though. I'll have a look. I think he's a Polish driver as F1 Cairo.
I thought he was Italian.
He could be Italian to be fair. I think Frederick's the Polish one.
Lost it. He almost crashed. At least he did on my screen almost.
He definitely lost it. T2. F1 Cairo has won one race this season in China. In the championship standings, Matt Noah's top by 24 points to Skin Up, and then 34 points to F1 Cairo, and that's really it, to be honest.
Yeah. So if Matt Noah has a bad race here, it could make things interesting.
Same with Skin Up, he needs a good result. He's in P4 right now, so that could make things a little more interesting.
Yeah, Matt Noah, I don't know how much fuel he has in his car, but he doesn't have a lot when it comes to it.
I don't think anyone will have a lot in their car at this point.
Oh, but as he doesn't have a lap time, maybe he doesn't risk it, and he has fuel up for 2 laps, so in case he invalidates the first one.
I think that would be the smart move. Because you really need to get a lap in.
Yeah.
Even if it's slower, but it needs to get somewhere. I mean, even the gap between Skin Up and Frederick's pretty big, half a second. I can imagine him being somewhere in between there lot. Got an incident in sector 2, I think someone might be retiring. But the flags have cleared up. On board with... Oh, Market going very... quite slow, I think. Dusty's on the lap, I think. In the Sauber.
Yeah, and he's on the softs. So he wants to start on those, he doesn't want to start on the 6.
I don't think he's actually on the lap. I think Mustang is there. There's quite a few on the softs. Mustang, Dusty, Mocking Weeks, Jose and the Griever have all gone softs. Everyone else has gone supers. So that says where they want to be on this grid. Maybe they're struggling.
And
Not
GRG
sure.
has gone fifth and is retired from the session.
They're very
Good
close
lap
to skin up though.
26. Yeah.
Very close
Skin up
indeed.
has not left the pit lane. Skin
So
up
that's
will
the end
not
of
do
his
anything.
session.
Yeah.
Same with
And
Edgar.
Edgar is also
As
Every
Mustang
bar.
is improving his medium time, but only by half a tenth so far, so he's not going to be threatening the top lot unless he made massive mistakes in the last few corners. But he'll be hoping to get around where Dusty did. That'll be his aim. And he's going to be the first person to come across the line. Mocky Meeks did, but he's had a bad lap.
Matt Noah's lap time has looked very nice while I've been on board with him. He's going towards the end of his lap, and I think he can be up there around the top three.
I'll keep an eye on Mustang in the Toro, so it doesn't look a great lap from him. And it comes across the line now. It's a 43.1. It's behind Dusty, so not quite. Matt
Matt Noah
Noah
goes third.
behind AJ, who improved his time and then binned it. Oh my God, that's something to behold. His tyre is underneath his car.
Well, good thing we have a new game in a couple of months. Mystic Man.
His car is
Doesn't improve
floating
enough
on the
to score
tyre.
points. And
Well,
Cleaver goes 10. So he will start on those tires unless Mokinix or Jose improves.
oh, and
And Jose does improve.
no way Jose improved. Matt Noah's retired from the session after putting it in P3. But F1 Cara's currently been on pole and is out there to improve still. Will Frederick be the man to displace F1 Cara at the top of the boards? No, but he gets in P2 by just over a tenth.
And finish one is given up.
So that's F1 Cairo on pole for the Belgium Grand Prix. And can he improve? But the thing is, can F1 Cairo improve on his time? Yes, he can, but it's invalidated. He did a 0.6. So 1/10 between the top guys, and but between the top three, in fact, and then 2/10 to the Matt Noah and then everyone else behind. But Skin Up didn't really get a second run in, and then everyone else is basically on softs, so that's the reason for the gaps.
Yeah.
So they're all on different alternate strategies. It depends. I think the soft tie is the best to start off with anyway, because at the start it kind of bunches up, so it kind of neutralizes.
Probably got up pretty quickly.
So yeah, the guys can't discount Dusty or F1 Mustang at this point. And then it's just a separate race.
Vanquish will be very interesting with his pace, starting at the back on fresh tyres.
Yeah, same with Mystic Man as well. I mean, a 2:10 lap time isn't anything to be proud about.
I think he'll be a bit quicker than that.
Yeah.
I hope for his sake.
Maybe he wanted to be back there.
We should have the hot lap of that one.
Yeah, but we've got 15 cars on the grid. All in a few people out of position, it's fair to say. And it should make for an interesting race. As we stood just looking at the podium, waiting for everyone to choose their setups. In terms of the outside the top 10 there, you get to choose 3 car setups. And if you look, it's quite cloudy, quite misty.
Maybe that could be a part of the reason some people started on the softs. Maybe they know it's gonna come rain midway through the
Yeah,
race. Who knows?
yeah, definitely, especially for Dusty, that could be a good thing. And he's usually a very good starter. As you can see, it is quite misty. It's a lot mistier than it was in qualifying, that's for sure. And the Mercedes, as we've seen so many Mercedes on pole.
Vanquish on super softs. That's a bold strategy. Didn't expect that. No one started on the mediums, but
Yeah,
Vanquish on super softs.
he's the only one outside the top 10 to not do that. To go for
Yeah.
the supers instead of the softs. Is it a master stroke or is it gonna just be the wrong move? We'll have to wait and see because we don't know anything about the weather.
Uh,
Although I could find something. They are speaking in the chat about storms.
that would be rather interesting.
They've been talking about it now. No way, Jose said, for fuck's sake. That's probably because he's invalid. he's skewed.
Yeah. That was very early on as well, so we will start on cold tyres.
By the way, I'm going to have a rundown of the grid as we come to the end of the formation lap. F1 Cara takes pole by just over a tenth to Frederick, with AJ in close pursuit. Matt Noah, the championship leader, probably was expecting a bit better, but he mucked up several laps in qualifying and ends up P4 with skin up. Deciding not to go out at the end of the session for P5. Dusty on the softs with Mustang in 6th and 7th. Finnish boy, who I'm presuming is Finnish, is in P8 with the Jammy Dodger in P9, dropping down from T1 to T2 this week. With Mocking Weeks in 10th, No Way Jose 11th, Griever 12th, My Man Edgar P13, Mystic Man in P14, and Vanquish, who's won 50% of his SLR races, P15, and starting last. Will he be able to do last to first? Be interesting to find out, but it's not far away now, as they all line up on the grid for the
It
start
might not be
of
an advantage starting on pole with the long run down.
with the Belgium Grand Prix, as we've already got an incident in Sector 3. Well, we've even started. We've got 5 red lights, and away we go. And it looks like the F1 Cara's got a good start, and Frederick has struggled off the line. Matt Noah and Alfie are wheel banging into turn 2, and it looks like Frederick has managed to hold his meter. Oh my lord, where's Frederick?
Oh,
Frederick's
and
alive. Oh
Noah
no.
Jose is smashed into GRG, and as Mocking Weeks is out, and there's a huge crash. AJ is out.
Oh, AJ and AJ and Mocking Weeks, and I think Dusty was involved. And Mustang just shot up the leaderboard, and now he's in P3. He's the man that's took advantage. I wonder if he was involved in any of this. But Frederick is getting all sorts of race through against F1 Cairo as they head now into the corner. I can't remember to save my life. But Skin Up is coming under some threat from the Jammy Dodger, who's shot up from P9. And interesting, Vanquish, who started in P15, is now P8, with Mystic Man just ahead. I wonder if Matt Noah is involved as well, because he's understeering like a Jippo. He hasn't lost any front wing, it doesn't seem. But we've got lots of battles on track currently, with Vanquish looking at Mystic Man, and also Matt Noah looking at Jammy Dodger. And then obviously we've got Skin Up and Co, but Vanquish is actually looking at Mystic Man, but he's been squeezed out, and that's going to push Griever to the back of Vanquish. And will Griever be able to make the move on Vanquish? It's not something that I'd be thinking of saying. I think he's given up on it, as he's lifting through Blondremont, which isn't always the fastest route. And I think he's just going to sit in behind for now. There's this 4-car train with the Finnish boy on the back of it, who's not had a great start himself. Um, yeah, Skin Up is putting Mustang into pressure, and he sort of has to in these early stages. And I think,
Frederick is very close to Tyro as well. And with a huge
oh, it gets
slipstream effect on
twitchy.
there.
And it's just to see Mustang hasn't run a race this season. Neither has Frederick. So these are sort of different positions as Mocky Mix has given up on the Ghost.
And Skin Up has overtaken Mustang down the straights. Pretty easy move really. And Matt Noah has got up back into 5th. And he's hunting down Mustang on the softs. He will most likely be a bit slower the first few laps, but then later on he will be the quicker car. Vanquish should be the quickest out of all of them because he has his best tyres.
But he's stuck behind Mystic Man at the minute. But he's got
Yeah,
a better exit there. And will he make a move into Puon? Side by side into Puon. Will Mystic Man be ballsy enough? And he is, but he's gone all sorts of wide and it's... Oh god, I don't think Mystic Man wanted to go there, to be honest. Come back on track like that, he didn't fancy it. And interestingly, after that poor start from Dusty, he's starting to catch up to the back of Griever for the back end of this top 10.
Yeah, somehow I don't think Dusty has any damage, even though no way he'll say smashed into the... It's a bit lucky there, but obviously there's lost a lot of positions. And Edgar and AJ are both been in the pit lane. Edgar on mediums and AJ on softs.
Just kind of took them two out of the equation, 40 seconds off anybody else.
Yeah, they need a safety car.
The closest battle is between Skin Up Mustang and Matt Noah. And probably Finish Boy, Mystic and Vanquish are similar battles, but with the Jammy Dodger. But we're going to keep an eye on this one. Yeah, and also the lead is not out of the equation for Frederick if he can keep him within that DRS zone in this first stint, as the DRS will open this lap and lap 3.
Yeah, being inside the DRS zone will be very huge because we gain so much time down the long straight by having the DRS.
Skin Up's locked up into the corner, I don't know, and then the corner with no name. Oh, and Matt Noah! Oh, as he ended up there. It looked like he was going to hit the wall there after losing the car.
Hit the wall on my screen, but it got no damage. So.
No, it didn't hit it on mine. Maybe it's just spectator-like. I'm not sure. As Vanquish is now putting real pressure on the Jammy Dodger.
He's not that far off the podium spot, Vanquish.
4 positions away.
It's a 3-second gap from Matt Noah to Jammy Dodger.
Oh, Jammy Dodger's run wide. And it looks like it's going to be an easy move for Vanquish. Down the inside into Puon, and it's going to get it even before Puon. But the Jammy Dodger will have a bit of slipstream, I'm presuming. And will he be able to dive it down the inside into the bus stop? No, he wasn't ballsy enough on the brakes on that occasion. And Frederick has kept within the DRS zone of F1 Cara at the end of this lap. And he's going to put him under all sorts of pressure, is Fred. Especially going up here with a bit of momentum and slipstream. Will he go flat? Oh, just about. It looked like there was a slight lift. And they're both defending with their ERS. But I think Frederick wants it more. Look how much he's gaining. And just doesn't quite get the speed. But he's a lot closer on this lap than he was last time.
Yeah, and now he's got even closer. Well, being in a DRS and a slipstream, Desiro will be very nervous. I think.
And
you know, it's not too far behind.
something really interesting is that Dusty's catching up to the back of Finish Boy and Mystic Man after overtaking Griever just now. So this 4-way scrap is raging a little bit between the McLaren, Red Bull and Sauber. You could probably say the Haas just in behind.
Missing Man with the worst tyres out of all of them. And, he's got worse tyres than Finish Boy.
He's kind of sinking.
Dusty.
But also there's a battle for the podium between Matt Noah, Mustang and Skin Up. These three are all in DRS range of each other. Vanquish 4 seconds back, so he might come into contention later. As Mustang, I've just seen that, got a 3-second time penalty for running wide into Bonjamon there. As Skin Up, it looks like he got tapped by Mustang. Well, he's going really, really slow. He's struggling a lot after overtaking him as Frederick sets the fastest lap of the race. And he's on the move as Mustang is also on the move, goes around the outside of turn 1 and makes it stick. And Skin Up now will block the road for Matt Noah.
Skin Up now is a DRS.
Oh, he's in AI mode. A little bit there. Matt Noah will get a bit scared. Also keeping an eye on Fred. I don't think he's quite close enough. But Matt Noah is definitely close enough. We can just get more slipstream, more slipstream, more slipstream. And we'll try it. It's going down the inside is Matt Noah. Very, very ballsy. He's caught Skin Up sleeping there. And Skin Up's lost 2 positions in what is 2 or 3 corners. And he's slipped back now to P5 and what was a podium.
Yeah, ballsy from the championship leader. That could have ended very wrong, but luckily for Matt Noah it didn't. And Skin Up looks to be struggling at the moment. And
Vanquish has cut a hell of a lot of time. 1.2 seconds since the start of the lap basically. Because this a little bit of a scrap maybe, or he's just genuinely a little bit quicker than these guys at this point in the race. But he could definitely challenge at the end if he keeps up this pace anyway. And it's interesting to see when it'll rain or if it'll rain, because it's quite dark, quite misty.
It's only 7.4 seconds of the leader, Vanquish. So you never know. Anything can happen. He seems to have very good pace at the moment.
Someone a bit closer to the leader is Fred. He's kind of bottled up behind Cairo at the minute. Kind of biding his time. He hasn't really got close enough on the DRS. You need to be really 2 or 3 tenths to make that move. He's been about 4 at the minute, so 4 half a second. As he gets all sorts of wheel spin out of turn 1. There's been an incident and it's Mystic Man. He span it into the last corner. Doesn't look like he's got any damage, but it could rob us of a bit of a race at some point.
His tyres might be a bit destroyed of that. It's spinning around. Now it's very far off the others.
Again, Frederick's got within a couple of tenths at the end of the straight, but it needs really to be at the beginning to really make it stick. He doesn't quite get the exit and it's out of turn 1. Or gets close enough anyway. But Cara seems to be extending his advantage right now. But you never know. The only other person in DRS range of anybody is Finnish boy and Dusty. As they start to spread out a little bit. But Vanquish is this person who's really making the gains.
I think the tyres are now coming towards Mustang here, as he's now pulling away from Matt Noah and he's catching in on the top 2.
Yeah,
so
definitely is.
Now the softs are the quickest tyre to be on.
And his fastest lap, Mustang, is only a couple of tenths off the leader's fastest lap, which probably means that he's coming into the range as F1 Cairo brakes on the grass and he's in the pits. So Frederick leads.
If he didn't pit there, I think he would have overtaken him anyway.
And he's very conservative in the pit lane there as well. Interesting to see what he comes up with Cairo, and we'll see him later on. Is he going? He's going on the mediums, and he's been held in the pits. F1 Cairo's been held massive amounts.
Oh, that is not ideal. Frederick will surely come out ahead of him now if he doesn't get held as well. And Matt Noah and Skin Up are ahead of Cyro. That is
they're the two that hold him up. So
yeah.
he's gone backwards. He's not even on the podium anymore as F1 Cairo. So decision making in races is costing him now for the win. As
yeah, it's a disaster.
And he's on a slow tyre as well on the mediums. It's not an ideal tyre to be on. I mean, it's a race strategy tyre, but yeah.
Dusty has overtaken Jamie Dodger.
It's not an ideal tyre to be on to challenge where he is now to try and get ahead of Fred. But
I don't think
Frederick,
Frederick will get held up because there's no other super soft runners anywhere near him other than Vanquish, but he's so far behind. So he will most likely just get through the pit lane easily.
yeah, you definitely will. But Mustang is starting to gain on Fred. He's the person who is really in the danger at the minute. So these two will probably both be on the mediums in the next 3 or 4 laps. Obviously the tyres are coming to Mustang right now, and if he goes on to the mediums, then he'll still be behind Fred a little bit, but they're coming to him.
Frederick stays out another lap.
So he's pushing it.
Has fitted, and he had fresh super softs at the start of the race. Interesting to see where he comes out. Could be actually close to Cyro if he had a good in-lap.
And also traffic could be a problem at this point. Mystic Man comes across the line. Mystic Man, who pitted... Did he pit? No, I don't think he has pit yet, actually. No. Vanquish is going to come out. Oh, Matt Noah has got him. He's become out behind Matt Noah. Skin up not quite.
Skin up and Cyro. Vanquish has been a real winner here, and he's very close to Matt Noah.
Well, Matt Noah's been a real winner as well in the same breath, but can Matt Noah
will overtake him down here, up into 6th and...
Oh, is he?
7th.
No, he hasn't. He liked forward again. We're getting connection issues. I saw him go past. I saw the X as well. So maybe a little bit connection issues that's happening right now.
Yeah.
But Matt Noah...
Cold tires and Skin Up is now looking at him. He's going side by side. Can you do it around the outside of here? I don't think so.
But he's got to be ballsy if he wants to do something like earlier on in the race. Will he try it around Poo-on? No, that would be pretty crazy. But he's definitely keeping him in that slipstream, keeping him honest at this point.
Yeah.
But he's got to do it quick.
Yeah, before the tire...
Oh, and Mystic Man's out. Surely. No, he's somehow still going. He's out now.
Out. Frederick is pitted.
And Skin Up now has all sorts of slipstream going into the Blongemon. He's going to look to the outside, try and force Vanquish into a defensive move. Has to lift a little bit, but into the bus stop he's going to be lethal. And will he try it down the inside? No, there was room for it, but he didn't try it. He didn't go for the inside, I don't really know why.
And Frederick looks to be out ahead of Matt Noah and Vanquish and Skin Up and Cyro. And with a little bit of a gap as well, so he's
in a very good position. Who's Frederick for this race and gets first win in SLR.
He's also got fresher tyres than the guys behind, but of course...
Oh, Vanquish looks like they're running wide there. But look at Skin Up on the back of him with the slipstream and F1 Cairo behind as well. He's going to get swallowed up here. Look at Cairo down the inside. Will he be able to get stopped? Oh, there's contact.
He's body round.
Oh, what a save. Vanquish manages to get back past, but that's a great save. And look at the exit he's getting compared to Vanquish though. And they're still going side by side. Vanquish seems to be in all sorts of trouble as he's run so far wide off the track. And yeah, that was a great save. I was just about to say that getting it stopped there would have been a difficult thing for Cairo. But he did manage just about to save it. And both past Vanquish.
I was almost certain he spun Skin Up there, and that would have... Then he would have crashed into Skin Up as well, so that would have been a disaster. Luckily, that didn't happen.
Now, where will F1 Mustang come out in all of this? That's going to be an interesting thing.
Between Frederick and Matt Noah. They have a flat pressure tyres. Dusty is also pitted.
Dusty can be a bit further back than these lot. Frederick's going past turn 1, and has he jumped him? I think Mustang's jumped Frederick. Mustang is leading this race.
Yeah, he must have been held up by Griever.
And Frederick's on the softs. He's not even on the mediums.
Well, that must be a mistake, surely. Well, that screwed him over, because now
So
he
Mustang
has
is leading this race by doing the overcut here and pulled off a bit of a masterstroke of a strategy here, but will Frederick be able to make him sweat with his softs? But can they last? I mean, Griever's on 9-lap-old softs and he's got to get 12 or 13 laps out of them.
Yeah, Mustang did 9 laps.
And look how
and
struggling Mustang is through this section though. He was way ahead and he's really struggling. So the cold tyres are having a massive effect at this point.
Yeah, they're struggling to get the tyre temps up.
Like Vanquish did, and Dusty's managed to get ahead of Vanquish as well. What is going on? It's so unpredictable.
He's lost his pace, it seems, on his medium set.
Maybe it's just cold tyres, I'm not sure.
I would have thought he'd got his tyre temps up by this point.
But Frederick is looking like he's going to steam past F1 Mustang at any point. Because he's just cruised up to the back of him. I mean, he's on the softs, don't get me wrong, but he's got a very good chance. Because he's getting a lot more traction out the corners than Mustang is.
And Griever goes into the pits.
So 9 laps.
In the pits.
So I wonder if he's just trying to get a gap and then tyre save. I wonder. I'm not sure if he can pull this one off, to be honest. F1 Cairo sets the fastest lap of the race. So he'll start gaining on Matt Noah.
Frederick surely getting the lead now. But Mustang is going defensive. Now he's gone back.
Oh,
now
very defensive. And he goes around
it. Take it around the outside. Yes, he will. And he takes the lead of the race. But now he has to get a gap on the
But
softs.
for how long and how much is he going to take out the softs and can they get to the end? All these questions are yet to be answered. But Mustang, who's done a great job, let's be fair, he started P7, P8 or something like that. I can't remember.
But Mustang has got one time penalty.
Yeah, it's at P7, so he's getting 5 positions to get in this. Yeah, he has got a penalty. I'll check the situation in that. Frederick hasn't even got a warning. Matt Noah should have one.
13 laps. He has to do 13 laps on the softs. Griever was the one who took the softs the furthest in the first stint.
Right.
10 laps.
To be fair, AJ is still on the softs, and he's done 9.
Yeah. He will have a little bit less fuel in the car, which might help him, but his tyres will be pretty dead at the end, but he showed good tyre wear in the first stint, taking the softs. Now super softs.
Frederick sets the fastest lap of the race and shows his pace.
In the same lap he overtook Mustang as well.
The person you got to feel sorry for probably is F1 Cairo at this point. He was leading, keeping Frederick back, and probably still would be leading, but the undercut was so powerful, and he got held up in the pits by so long that it means the best he can do now is probably a podium at best. But it depends if Frederick has to pit again, obviously.
AJ has pitted on the softs after 10 laps. And Sarah gets a penalty. Then AJ pits on for another set of softs.
And Dusty is still looking at the back of Vanquish. I think Vanquish got him fairly recently, but a fairly similar pace at the minute on their mediums.
Jamie Dodger is right of finish boys gearbox.
And he's going to make that move fairly shortly.
That's a bit wide, huh?
To be fair, the top 10, 25 seconds of the lead, and that's not too bad, to be honest.
Well,
so field spread hasn't been massively.
It's just AJ and Edgar who had lap 1 incidents that's really far behind. Because they had to pit in the first half.
Frederick sets another fastest lap.
Gap isn't that huge, right?
He's pulled out 1.5 seconds in a lap and a half or something. So he's definitely started to pull a gap, but can them tyres last? Will be the interesting thing. He's using a lot of ERS as well to pull that gap. The closest battle on track is between the Jammy Dodger and Finish Boy is yet to make his move. Or will he make a dodge rather than a move?
Right.
He got away from the incident, let's put that, the incidents at the start, let's put it that way, he definitely dodged them. Got an incident in sector 3.
It's round. So far behind everyone that it doesn't really matter that much, but he's trundling around all by himself.
There's a skin up. Yeah, them two have been going at it. Oh god, there goes Dusty.
Suddenly we're there, and now he's going for it around the outside, and a good move by Dustin.
Skin up is really struggling.
I think he must have done a mistake, because he was like a couple of seconds out of Vanquish, but suddenly he got
Why is he?
by 2.
He's going really slow.
Something is going on.
He's lost 2 seconds to Dusty already.
Doesn't look like he has any front wing damage. So.
Maybe he just overheated the tyres, sorry, I don't know.
Two and a half seconds now, Frederick has. If we can take those sides to the end, I would put my money on him to win this race, but his sides will be pretty bad at the end if he does decide to do the one set, which I presume he will try to do.
The Jammy Dodger still looking at the back of Finish Boy. Still that 6/10 gap that he can't close. Just doing the exact same lap times. Still on the DRS. Still catching but not doing a lot. Alfie sets the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, he's gone fresh softs. That's right. Edgar picks up another penalty.
And the gap between the leader is now 2.8 seconds, and that's slowly growing. Well, fairly quickly growing to be fair, but we are still undecided if Frederick needs to pit yet.
Noah penalty.
Another penalty from Matt Noah. Got Dusty, P6, still trying to catch Vanquish. He's slipping back a little bit now compared to where he was before. But
Vanquish has a penalty. Dusty doesn't.
Yeah, the only real battle on track really is Jammy Dodger and Finish Boy at the minute. Kind of waiting for everyone to catch each other. Right, Matt Noah's catching Mustang, but not quick enough. And as Jammy Dodger loses the back end there.
He's not really got close enough to overtake, and he's got a pretty bad exit out of turn 1. And now he's not even got DRS. Mustang gets another penalty, that's not ideal. Which means he has 2 penalties, Matt Noah has 1, so if Matt Noah gets under that 3-second gap, he will take the victory. Or second place, I mean.
It depends on Frederick. He's got 7 laps to
Frederick
do.
has not done a single ball, which is very impressive. And technically is now as a 9-second gap. Mustang going a bit heavy.
Obviously he doesn't know that the Mustang has that many penalties. He probably knows he has one, but doesn't know the amounts.
How
So,
about you can actually ask for it? If you ask driver behind the driver ahead, it says to you how many penalties they have.
oh, maybe he might know
I
then.
didn't realize. I didn't realize that was a thing before like 2 weeks ago.
Well, anyway, it's 3.5 second gap plus the 6 seconds, I suppose. It depends if Frederick has to pit. It depends if he wins this race or not, or Matt Noah, or not so much F1 Cairo. If he does pit, he'll probably come out around P7 in the overall grand scheme of things. But there's still quite a long way to go. The fastest lap at the minute is Alfie, a 45.4. A couple of tenths quicker than Frederick's. So for that, there isn't anything to shout about. That's because everyone's on the mediums. And the gaps are around 2 or 3 seconds to everybody.
Jamie Dodger has completely fallen off finish point. He must have done a few mistakes because he was just a second behind, now he's 3 seconds behind.
He's up his gearbox for the most of it. And
Yeah.
maybe tyre wear, maybe something. If he's been on them 8 laps, finished with 9. I'm not sure.
Could be dangerous.
Same with Dusty, he's dropped off of Vanquish.
Yeah.
Despite having better tyres. The gap between Mustang now is 4 seconds.
But now we're slowly catching in on Mustang. He said his personal best this lap as well, which is quite impressive on 10 lap old tyres.
Yeah, so he's trying to make a fight of this, make something interesting happen in the last few laps.
Oh, and Mustang is gone!
Oh, well, that is
And he's
interesting.
not hit anyone.
Oh,
Right
the top of Rouge.
And luckily no one has hit.
Radion.
And will he be ahead of Dusty? I don't think he will. He's going so slowly down the straights. And his tyres will probably be ruined by this. Both the tyre temps and the tyre wear.
And I think he's lost. Did he lose any front wing for that?
I don't think he hit the wall. I think he was pretty lucky with that.
Maybe he just span in the middle of the track.
Looked like that. It was a bit weird. I didn't quite catch it. I just saw the end of it.
Well, the funny thing is, if Frederick pits, then he'd have bottled the win there.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't out of the question.
Yeah, I think if Frederick would have pit, he would have pit already. Because there's 5 laps remaining. And the Super Soft goes 7 laps.
I think he's trying to push themselves. It'd be interesting to see if he gets a buncher by the end. Because the longest we've seen anyone go is about 10 laps.
Yeah. So it will be a stretch, but we does now have less fuel than those had. And most of those started on those tires and used them in qualifying, so he has a little advantage higher out. And he got good tyre wear in the first stint.
Yeah, definitely. He pushed them supers a couple more laps than anyone else. So that was his plan. But it looks like Mustang's got back up to speed.
Frederick and Matt Noah are pretty similar the last lap. But I think Matt Noah is now catching a little bit in this lap. But he has to catch quicker than this if he wants to catch him. If he does have a penalty as well. I'm glad he doesn't.
Jeremy Dodger's got one. Or another one anyway.
And Mustang gets another one. He's got a few now, I think he's got 3. So Skin Up could get ahead of him as well.
There's Dusty runs wide there. He's in hot pursuit of the Mustang on his worn mediums.
Mustang has 3 penalties. Dusty and Skin Up have 1. At the moment, Mustang is in 7th place.
Where he started.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. Thank you, a little bit over there.
Oh yeah. Mustang's actually caught up to Vanquish a bit. In fact, he's caught up a lot because Dusty's been dragged with him. Dusty was about 2.5 seconds back, and now they're, oh well, they're all both in DRS of each other's now.
That will help Mustang defend from Dusty having a DRS. Won't be close enough to do a lap, overtake on this lap, but at least not into this corner.
The front car is slowly catching Matt Noah.
But no, not really catching. Probably. But as long as those tyres last and he doesn't do any mistakes, I think Heather will take the victory. But we've seen drivers crashing out from the lead on this track before in SLR, with just a few laps remaining.
Yeah, you did it.
Also from the lead, but 1 second. And Santa Vista did it in season 3.
You did.
That's open.
But you
That's
did crash on the last
open.
lap of a race for a podium.
It was second last lap actually. At least I still got second in the packet. It doesn't really matter. It's a bit annoying.
Therefore, Mustang is definitely keeping Vanquish honest off that mistake. Maybe his tyres are starting to go with 11 laps old, but so are Frederick's, to be fair, and he's kept up a decent pace. On them softs, and it's turning out to be a bit of a masterstroke, that strategy from Fred.
Yeah, staying out longer, avoiding all the pit lane stuff that Cyro was involved in.
He's actually catching Matt Noah's Sarah as well. As Mustang is looking at the back of Vanquish, I think Dusty's been dropped a bit, but as I go way off battle, and it looks like Mustang has got that position back to P4. He probably won't get anywhere near P3 with 3 laps to go, but he's somewhat.
He does also have 9 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, somewhat a recovery.
I think he will finish 7th anyway. Unless any of these guys get another penalty. But no, it's still not even catching Frederick.
6.5 seconds. It's been around that for quite a few laps.
I think Frederick would get much better today. With his great tyre management and his great pace as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. With a couple of laps to go now. His tyres are going to be worn at this point. They haven't got too much left to offer.
That was a person Mustang. 11 lap old mediums and he goes and sets the fastest lap of the race.
When he's catching an F1 Cyro at quite a rate there, due to fastest lap.
Not a bad exit, so now Vanquish is actually pretty close to him again.
Well, that'll be a warning for Mustang. Just chopping the top of a Rouge, of Radion, should I say, or whatever. And it looks like Vanquish should go try it.
Gonna go for it. Not quite. He doesn't have the grip around the outside. Didn't want to do Rosberg.
No, I certainly didn't. Oh, Vanquish is in the wall. He lost the back end there, and it's forced him into the wall, and that's allowed Dusty to close up a hell of a lot. He just had a snap mid-corner, and unfortunately for him, the Dusty is now really catching him, and it looks like he's going to be the one claiming probably P4 by the end of the race due to the penalties.
Yeah.
F1 Cyro still catching Matt Noah, not enough to really be catching him, but he has
Kinnock got
definitely.
another penalty as well, which is good news for Mustang, because I think he'll now get 6th place at least. Kinnock really dropped off already. He was around these guys, but now he's almost 5 seconds behind. Matt Noah will further improve his championship lead.
Yeah, he definitely will with F1 Cyro finishing behind him. Maybe losing 2 or 3 points, which isn't a massive amount, but he needs to start pulling his finger out if he wants to win this championship.
Yeah,
As AJ sets the fastest up. It's what could have been for AJ, and like a Mystic Man, I suppose. As Dusty on the last lap is still putting Vanquish under pressure, and that pretty much confirms that he's going to get the positions, with Vanquish getting another penalty.
Yeah, so 4th place for Dusty seems. Not bad results after how the race started.
No, the back, right at the back. It's what could have been. He might have been challenging for the win if it fell his way. And he's on his fastest lap of the race on the last one. But the man to watch really is Frederick, as he's coming around the final corner, and he's going to win his first SLR Grand Prix, and it's going to be at Belgium in the Sauber. And it's well raced as well. Great strategy, really won out for him. Matt Noah comes around the last corner to finish second with F1 Cairo in P3 in the end. F1 Mustang.
Dusty is out! He spun it on the last corner of the race and he's out of the race. What has just happened? I just saw him spin, and he hit the wall and he's out. And that's 8. No, that was 12 points thrown away.
Wow.
On the last corner.
Wow. Vanquish then in the end, P4, with Mustang P5, Skin Up P6, Finish Boy 7th, Grieve 8th, Jammy Dodger in 9th, and after being very persistent by staying pretty much last on the grid, AJ comes home in 10th, and has been very persistent at that point.
He deserves that after bothering to do the rest of the race and then to get a point for it.
And Edgar is the last person. There's in the middle of nowhere.
Get any points, but at least if we get 11.
But yeah, that ended quite interesting. Frederick 14 laps on them softs. That's very impressive for his first win.
SLR and Bottle was at Belgium. It's a good combo it seems. First me, then Santa this it, and then Dusty.
Him not so much. But to bin it on the last corner of the last lap, just like that.
Yeah, 12 points thrown out the window.
Yeah, and that pretty much, I would say that's the end of his championship. He's not really in it too much. He's only done 4 or 5 races. So, for Frederick, I won't say he brings himself back into it, but makes it a little bit interesting because he's not too far away from F1 Cairo. but it puts him on 67. But it's his first SLR win. It was an impressive strategy that was questioned at many times in that race, but he made it work, and the Frenchman wins his first Grand Prix, and it's a very difficult one to win. Yeah, it was an enjoyable race for Tier 2. Frandy, anything to say?
No, not really.
No, my man Griever P8, what a lad. Yeah guys, thanks everybody for watching the race, and I will see you, actually I will not see you next week. I've got 24 hours of Le Mans next week. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Hopefully I can get Lewis to stream. I don't know what track it is next week. Do you know?
I can check.
Italy, Monza.
That's an interesting thing.
So we're back for Monza, and we'll see you there. Bye bye.